Okay, record start. Right, we're back. Yeah, there's still a few questions we need answered. Hopefully we get some soon.
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Vtuber has told us, that is.
It was all bullshit!
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
Oh, I didn't even make that connection.
Vtuber was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie. Does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
I'm so happy to see Shion so much more positive. That makes me really happy, honestly. No, we don't need, like, we're obviously good, health-wise. Oh, there's more people. You found me collapsed again and helped me back up. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks to you, I can continue to go about my research. Happy bottle. All they care about is research, huh? Did the Renans on Lennigas lose control of their Zeugles? I suppose it's possible. What with all the astral energy flowing through the place. So wait, did the Helgequin also create Zeugles? Because they had the Renans take control of them. Well, they said there was some from Dana originally too, right? Earlier in the game. In which case, the arts that were keeping them in line must be disrupted. I doubt it was otherwise the work of the Great Spirit. I agree. It's hard to believe that such a massive consciousness could deliberately conceive and then carry out such a localized phenomenon.
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dan and mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Danans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dana anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that, but Danans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down, and there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Danan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though.
Oh,
Dana's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Vtuber and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dan is still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
You know what? They call the two worlds the twin worlds. I wonder if the spirits are also twins in a way. These are the construction plans showing the central elevator shaft in multiple circulated areas. Oh. How you doing?
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
Oh, we didn't talk to Dohalim.
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's
That's a good
hell-bent
way to
on
put
trying
it.
to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Danan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Danans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Yeah, I agree.
Even just among the Danans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Possibly it. That, or it could be that the reasons why Renans can use magic has something to do with the Helgaquin. It could be once the Helgaquin are gone, they would have to rely on books like Winrell does. So it could be something like that, because apparently the Helgaquin are always around them, but they never notice. Plus you have the whole nanomachine thing. Spirit channeling plan will soon finally conclude as the Overseer reaches the end of its lifespan. After going into hibernation countless times to date, it's been a long time coming, to say the least. What are we going to do once the project is over and there's nothing left for us to research? We've always kept observing as long as there are things out there worth watching. Once our time is up, whenever it is, we shall return to nothing. It is a fitting fate for this station and its inhabitants after being cast out into the cosmos. Damn! You guys are depressing. I'm gonna go... Where's Dole? Here's Law.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
There's a lot.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, When's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons.
Obviously.
But I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
So when Law's mom died, he kind of blamed his dad, or he didn't think his dad cared because his dad was more about the, revolution and the, fuck, I forget what their group's name is again. So he's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave. And I guess and then he got caught, and he ended up working with Annabelle. Well, working in the Snake Eyes. I wonder, are Danans still not given surnames of their own? As crude as tactic as it is, it's nonetheless an effective subjugation tool. But I suppose we aren't all that different, though. Grandiose sounding, ours are simply a means to identify an individual's formative background. I mean, yeah. Bearing the unforeseen developments that took place on Linegus, everything has gone quite smoothly. Even if we were to notice such abbreviations, not abbreviations, abbreviations for ourselves, we would likely ignore them, as it's not our policy to observe, as observers, to interfere. It seems that when Linegus was activated, no consideration was made for the safety of those in the residential quarters. Not that it matters. Once the plan is complete, Linegus will serve no purpose. It's only logical there would be more pressing concerns instead. What's going to happen to the people on Linegus? It measures astral energy fluctuations in Dana and Rena. Renan, the Great Spirit, does not care. The Overseer must be so pleased to be able to witness the transformation of Dana before it passes on. So basically, because they always said, like, yeah, we're different races, like being Danans and Renans, but we're all human. No, y'all were just human. You're all. The Overseer will in all likelihood remain with us for the time being, as its vital signs continue to show as stable. I think we already moved it. Despite their appearance, their biology is similarly close to us. Isn't that just utterly fascinating?
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one.
It's
I can
not
only
a lie.
imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably.
Wait,
as the
what?
one and only blazing sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I
That
take it
title.
that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes, I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why...
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
Friends?
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
There's a bit of a... I knew...
It sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how.
That's
I
depressing.
thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it, before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call, is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Danan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, About all that stuff, like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl.
Mhm.
We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
Ah! I love these two so much. Oh my god, I love them so much. Can I still look around?
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
Are we?
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
That's very you, Law.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
Wait, what?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
That makes sense. So we
while
defeat the
main
source.
body resides in Rena.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's Great Spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
We can do
And
it.
we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the Great Astral Spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Members that have left to return to your party.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
Lenegus
So
today.
if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegus, what about now?
Even with the
That's one way to
Forbidden
put
Zone
it, boot up.
ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegus is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegus is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegus is equipped with a large number of starships that people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Shion!
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegus. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
Right.
You really had to say explode? We didn't check up the upper level. We've only done lower and central. What's on the upper level? The red woman, yeah. Oh, it's an observatory. Holy shit. I'm curious what it looks like on Dana, because they'd be able to see that flower, right? Like the edges of it. Is that all? There's like no other planets. Is it literally just these two? I have a question. Were there other planets like thousands of years ago and Rena just like, I don't know, somehow tried to take it? Or is it only these two? And why? Hell, where's the sun? It's just that. That's all it is. And it, like, space is huge and empty, but also a lot. Unless these stars, or some of these stars could be other planets, I guess. All that's up here. Nothing else. Like, look at this cool, just look at this cool shot. So the Helcoquin must have made those fruits, then. Yeah, I figured at that point. That's why you just see those two, because they are oddly close to each other. Hold on, the world spin, like, the way day and night cycle works is the sun doesn't revolve around us, obviously. We revolve around it. Do those planets not spin? Do they not have an axis? Or Rena doesn't, because they've always just like, yeah, we figured Rena was spherical. Because they only saw the one side. So it doesn't move. I'm asking too many real-world questions for JRPG.
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
Shit.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
What?
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the great spirit.
But it's not the only
It is
one.
therefore our most reliable option.
What's the other one?
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
There's got to be another way. There's got to be.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns could be neutralized by placing them in it.
Right?
If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony. Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed, I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
Shut the fuck up.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
Like, he told me to shut up.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
Likely.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Everett 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all.
What was that sound
Fix
effect?
our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Everett 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait. Once the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away.
Oh my god, there's been so much talking! I barely got a word edgewise. There's so much talking, and I don't want to talk over them. So many skits, so many cutscenes.
Really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
We kick its
Shion's
ass.
Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. And with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrect 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details, so assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
Probably. But we can't do the same thing as we did. Okay. Maybe. Let's go. It'll take some time to completely repair your starship. I suggest that you get some rest in the Intrium. Go ahead and rest. Not much else we could do. We explored everywhere. Talked to everyone we could. That's a lot of information to take in.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Oh, no.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost.
Yeah, because they're not going to see that change right away.
Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind.
She used the nickname!
Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
Oh?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
I was...
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So
Tell
I
her.
wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before, about whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
You were growing up.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
What if they
Well,
merge?
alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
What?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Heverick 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind.
Tell her!
Nothing. Just forget about it.
Tell her!
No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Tell her! You got a kissy girl. So
You
close.
Sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Shion?
Same as you. Still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana?
Oh yeah, that was so simple.
All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do.
Oh no.
Like Heverick 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything that
Listen,
we...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything.
I
We
knew
can't
she was gonna ask
second-guess
that.
ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
Hopefully one you don't have to do. Oh my god, look at her smile! We have to protect that.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me.
Hmm?
My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because I...
Tell her! Tell her!
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone.
She knew!
Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Ah! Okay, so they are aware of each other. Just, we're not gonna say it. Oh my god, so she knows, and she pretty much just kind of confirmed she feels the same. Just, we'll wait till this is done.
You ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
Damn,
I
Wall.
have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Hell yeah!
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
Should.
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy.
What?
Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right,
my-
time to get back on the Fall Knights.
That music. Oh my god, that music just swelling and everything just... Okay, it took me a second because it scared me for a second when he said life expectancy. It's only because he's been in cryo sleep for 300 years. It's not like he's gonna die suddenly. He better not! Tails, I would be mad! I'd be super mad! Well, we have the warp drive, so we also should be able to go back to Dana for anything we need to finish before we head off to Rena, because something tells me Rena is endgame. Or are we gonna take off for Rena? Hey, Scoop! What's up? You missed a lot of story. Holy shit. Literally, it's been nothing. It's just talking. There's so much. I mean, it's a JRPG, but it's good. Oh my god. Hey, how you doing? And to just a longer desk. Hey, sometimes that works in better locations. I kind of wish I had it. I have L desk. I just don't have space for it. But hopefully it works out for you. Oh no. Oh yeah, no, the great thing about a lot of great things about Tales is the characters and the story. Like, there's a reason why I love this series so much. And I'm so glad that more people are getting into it because of this one, because not only have the sales for this game have like risen, but so have so has Basiria, Vesperia, and I think Cisteria too. But mostly Basiria and Vesperia. I'm really hoping they start porting over some of the older titles as well. I would love for Abyss to be on modern stuff. Because Abyss, like I mentioned before, Abyss is my favorite. Or hell, do proper remakes. Because at this point, I'm shocked there haven't. I think the only one I can call a remake would be Destiny on the PS2. I still want the one. Yeah! The Zillia? Zillia or Graces. Or both. Both are good. But I really want Zillia to get ported. Both the Zillia duology is great. That's right, you did. Yeah, it's just so good games, and I'm so glad more people are going to find out about them. It's a good thing to... Yeah, but the duology, yeah. And I also think one of my favorite battle systems is Graces. It's a little on the fluffier side, but it's still really good. But yeah, I would love for the Zillia duology because that's to be brought over. You never did finish. Aw. Graces I probably finished a lot, but that's also because I played the Japanese version a lot as well. They're great games though. Zillia at points just floored me though. It's fantastic, and it actually kind of made me sad that it still got missed out a bunch of people. But hopefully they'll release the duology, because that's like another one of the greats. But yeah, I guess we're gonna take off to Rena. Stop reminding me! Oh no, I scared my cat. She jumped. Sorry. Oh no.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
Hell yeah! Warp drive! I mean, I know it's deadly, but that thing is gorgeous. I'd actually like that as like a pendant or something. It's really pretty. Looks like we're in Rena. Yeah, it's a dead
There's
planet.
nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
I was right, yeah, it's dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is.
Why? Why is the
But
spirit
after
doing
being
this?
robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
Nothing. This world is literally
With nothing
nothing.
left here to consume. The Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Okay, let's go. Hopefully we'll find out what So... Destroyed remnants. Rena. Huh. Danon thought Rena was
So
a
this is Rena.
special...
This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dana suffer the same fate. Ever.
Oh, there's the rest of the owls I need. Discover all the owls. Rena, a world of death.
A
Okay.
hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown.
But it's
wouldn't
not
you?
water.
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
Ouch!
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something.
You know what snorkeling is?
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
Thank you for the recap, Law.
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renaissance, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
Bridging the divides.
Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
Not in the
A
beginning.
lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renin rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
Renins, Danans, astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day,
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
Okay. If we can go back. Okay, so we actually can go back. There's actually quite a few things, too, to pick up. Select a destination. Okay, so I have a feeling where this is pretty much the point of no return once we hit that. Is there anything down here? Here, let me do a quick save. What's this over here? Oh, it's not activated. So we need to head to that thing. So wait, did all the technology Renins have been using this whole time are really Helgaquins? Helga. I keep wanting to say Helga. Helgaquin. And it's like, or Harlequin. That's another thing too. Transfer. Maiden.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Retirement plans.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no
Oh,
question
God.
it must
What?
have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Nerd out later, Dohalim.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Let me check. Okay, I can still leave, so we're good.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
Ah!
What? No, I mean... Wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Ah!
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Oh my god!
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed...
'Cause I said
to
that's
allow
weird, they're so
Renans to work
tall.
alongside the Helganquil?
It's like, why are they so big?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Yeah?
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, while I've got you, what's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking, maybe meat?
Get him, Hoodle.
Go, Hoodle, go!
Ah, what did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hoodle!
Ow, ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell?
Uh-oh. Did it turn red for a sec? Okay, we're good. Ah, bit rate. My internet connection is just like, it's scaring me. Thinning out the herd.
Guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zeugles. Like, a whole lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dana, let alone up in Lenegis.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zeugles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zeugles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Another cutscene! Oh my god! We're getting everything before the final. Oh shit.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So we're gonna kick their
So
ass.
they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
I knew there was
Oh,
something
they are much higher level than I am.
no choice but to beat them at their own game. Oh, now I'm real mad.
And there's a lot of them.
Here's a healing arc.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous!
I know, right? I mean, I cut them anyway, but still, it's like, cutscene, I might have to put timers going, okay, this is all cutscene.
I'm sorry to be a father.
We've all got it. Get toasty.
Bird strike!
Right. Next.
Okay, they're higher level, but they seem to have way less defense. Especially compared to the ones we fought earlier.
Where are you going?
Here I come! In dragon form! Do it! Try this!
Nohalim.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis. Here, let me help.
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that.
Severing wind! I owe you one. Dragon form! Coming through!
Alright.
Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Get toasty.
Bird strike! My turn!
Okay.
Let's get down!
One more to go, or two more.
Rising Wyvern! Eat dirt!
Okay, that one's down.
Void flash! Now you see what I can do! Do it! Crush! Demons descend! Flashing fang! Easy!
Way to go.
Flame!
Lunar corruption. Not in your dreams.
Searing gale!
By the power of
Do
water.
it! Remove!
Astral energy.
Say no more.
Alright. Okay, so they're higher level, but I think their defense is low.
Alphen.
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danon slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
Holy shit. Look at all them particles! Alright, that one's all done. Do that. Oh god, I'm about to sneeze.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegus, remember? He probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for? We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
Where
The
the
true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
I don't know why, but they kind of give me the similar feeling to the Incubators from Maltica. For those like seen that show. Though I wonder if this is all for entropy.
Just look at the size of that thing. The Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. Oh, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danon, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
To the core.
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us.
Ah.
Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
Okay. So we basically need to find a contraption to... Whoa, the floor! Look at the floor! After he walks. Huh. Hey, Zoogles! Haven't seen you guys in a while. Let's fight!
I have a bad feeling about this.
Take this! It's over! Win! I'm sorry to be a father.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am. Come and face me.
Shit. Okay. We're good. Get down.
No further. These fists have got your name on them.
Oh, Law's gonna overlimit. Get down, down. Oh, damn it, I missed this. Chances. Go down!
Crush you.
I'm looking for Pressy Mirage! Go down!
Reflexes. Tenebrous claw.
The only reason I haven't chased Mirage is that it's a fast way to get down.
This one's mine. Too much to handle.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free.
Yeah, these things are weak to lightning.
Rising Falcon.
Freeze Lancer.
Take this.
Up you go.
In an instant. Impact claw.
Alright.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Yeah, I can like hear a noise when he's walking. Free will.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danons?
I'd say it's likely. Which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danons. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danons too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Shion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In
For
any case,
once.
it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
Ah, Hoodle.
What'd he
He's so
say?
cute.
He said, without a doubt.
I want a Hoodle plush so bad. There was one that I think came with the collector's edition. I don't know. I forget which region. I think Europe. But I'm hoping they sell it separately at some point. Because I have Tipo and Rolo from Zillia 1 and 2. I also have a little Rolo.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
Big ass elevator. Oh shit!
Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
These are all flying enemies, so...
I can shatter any steel.
Not in your dreams.
It got flyers.
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours.
Lightning orb.
Megasonic thrust.
Hear me. Flame of fury.
Come on.
I can carve through armor.
We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left.
Right. No time to hold back.
These guys are a lot stronger.
Astral energy.
Say no more.
How many are we gonna have to fight?
That'll bring you down. This one's mine. Sleep now. Again. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
And there's that one.
Coming.
Then we'll take them down.
Oh my god, how many bugs are there?
Rising Wyvern.
I'm all done. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Lightning.
More Sukos?
Keep calm and take them down.
How many bugs are there?
Strike. It's over.
Now. Dohalim. This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes.
Raging Cascade. This one's mine.
Shoot it down.
And here. Radiant. I'll be saving this one. Now.
Kisara, Commander of Heavens.
Phoenix Cyclone. Reinforce disaster phase 1.
It didn't die. Oh god, there's more.
Not today.
How long is this?
Rising Wyvern. Point blank. Mirage. Chocolate fire.
Okay, no lightning.
You're mine.
Not on my watch. Glacial
Rising
Spear.
Wyvern.
Here's evil.
Carve through armor.
You're mine. Mirage.
Okay, that one's done.
I never miss. Up and at 'em. Let's go. None
Rising
sleep
Wyvern.
now. This ends now.
Consider
Do yourself
finished.
finished. I've heard this a lot.
To end this battle.
I'm right beside you.
Burn. Rising
God, how many are there?
Talon Hurricane. Can't get out of this.
Will this help?
Rising Wyvern.
Lost. Get toasty.
Bird strike.
I still love it that it's just punching fucking bullets.
Rising Wyvern. Mirage. It's on. Burn.
Now. Kisara. Go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
Oh my god.
Where are you?
Shoot him down.
Now. Astral energy.
Say no more. More?
There's more everywhere. Hey Law, where's your over limit?
Get toasty.
Bird strike.
Right. Next one.
Already on.
How many are there?
This one's mine.
Now or never. No further.
Yeah, you know, you stay put.
These fists have got your
There it is. Took long enough for you to get it.
Lunar blast. Not in your dreams.
You're mine. The flame inside me. Yours. More?
I'll heal you
Force
all.
blast.
Purge Mirage. Arctic healing zone. Seal.
Come on.
Healing is what my arts do best.
Rising Wyvern.
All mine can do is
Come on, die, 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 die. Get down, get down. Oh my god, are you almost dead yet?
Ignite.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
I never miss.
Shoot it.
Mirage. Dragon Swarm.
Come on.
Do it. Get toasty.
bird strike.
Holy shit.
Rising Wyvern.
There's so many.
This one's mine.
Rising Wyvern.
Holy land.
Yeah, while we load this area, we're gonna just have you go through all this.
Back into the illuminate the dark. Come on. Let's sliver.
Not today.
Field. Searing
Severing
strike.
wind.
Reload. Seven
Take this.
Get down.
Rising Wyvern. I'm not done. It's over.
Come on.
Rising Wyvern.
Glacial spear. Here's evil.
Seal
Okay, it died. Oh, I'm almost dead. Can someone heal me, things? Thank you, Shion. Damn it, missed.
Shouldn't have messed with me.
Okay. Shion! I was already on the ground.
Consider yourself finished. Now,
Wait. What? Oh my god, finally! That...
I think I'm getting stronger.
What about cats and raccoons? What the hell are you guys talking about? Wait, what? Wait, what? What's going on? What happened to my what are you talking about? What? Had to chase... Oh, you had to chase off a raccoon? Oh no! The cat just... The cat was just sharing its food. It's like, this is what my human slaves give me.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogles somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them.
Just... So, actually, back when I lived in Indy, I mentioned before, I grew up in a small town. So, and we did have an outdoor cat. He just
You think that
couldn't stay
pit
inside.
stretches all the way to Rena's core?
if that's true, and if we go down, we should find the Great Spirit at the bottom.
We could get there even faster if we simply jump down instead.
You sound alarmingly serious when you say that.
Don't Halim, no, we're not gonna jump. Anywho, so we had a cat. He was an outdoor cat. Sweet cat. But when he was outdoor, his fur was a lot more coarse than a cat normally would be. And so my mom is sitting out on the back porch, and she feels a little furry thing snuggle up to her leg, and she starts petting it because it feels like the cat. Only to turn out it was a raccoon. Get like a lot of them right there. Okay. Consider yourself finished.
Consider yourself finished.
Nice. That went well. We're gonna get some good experience.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Look how much good shit we're getting too. It's being dropped.
This one's
Livid wolf.
Let me know if you need healing.
Stop jumping, you little shits. Oh shit.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Thank you. I was about to say, someone's gonna heal me soon, right?
Now you see what I can do.
Blah 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 magic. Blah 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 magic. Blah 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 tidal wave.
Can't get out of this.
Glacial spear. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Alvin.
It's time to end this battle.
The skunk must have been fine with it. I don't have any experiences with skunks, but my dad did. He had a pet skunk when he was a kid. I'm not joking. I've seen pictures. Yeah, my dad had a pet skunk as a kid. when he was a kid.
Managed to pull through.
They removed its sac so it couldn't spray, but he said people would like see it and just like run. Yeah. So he would, but he said that thing was a better guard dog than an actual dog. Hold on. I'll look at the map real quick. What's this door lead to? We don't know. Well, they always have characters who will go, like the mostly magic users will go blah, blah, blah. Like that. Oh. It is... Play a little longer. Let's fight these guys. Get whatever that is. I wanted to grab it first.
Don't be such a pessimist.
Oh, nice.
What would I do with two heads? That's not even fair. If it's in the sky, it's mine. Lightning condemned.
Shit.
Illuminate the dark. Ready.
Got it. Oh my god. I got pushed back too far.
Scarlet Inferno!
I'll fix you up.
I barely did anything. Okay, we should probably go after these little guys then. Get rid of these guys first. Also, I might switch out Renwell with Dohalim, maybe. Yeah. Don't die on me, Dohalim. Did it not switch out? I thought it... It didn't switch out. What the hell? I must have hit cancel.
Consider yourself finished.
There you go, Alfred.
It's time to end this battle.
I remember when that was the big one back in the day.
Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade. Here, let me know. The flame inside me. This is bad, right?
Okay.
Very bad.
I don't feel so good.
Okay, we got one. Oh, am I...
No escape.
Here, let me help.
Dragon Swarm. I'm nearly done for.
Oh, shit.
Here, let me help.
I owe you one.
Where are you going?
You're mine. Watch this. No further. No escape.
Yeah, keep it...
Searing Gift. Denied.
Oh my god.
Healing is what my arts do best.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Yeah, we're gonna have to... Fuck. Might have to run... I'm gonna have to buy more stuff to replenish cure points. Okay, it's not too far off. Oh, damn it, I missed.
What I'd do without you.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Yeah, no, now's not the time.
I owe you one. The flame inside me, yours to be let free. Watch this. Dragon Swarm.
Ah, shit.
Hold nothing back. You're mine.
Saving this one.
Watch this.
Okay, got it.
Ha! Now. Scarlet Inferno. Kisara, Commander of Heavens. Phoenix Cyclops.
Okay.
Remember
Oh.
to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
Canine vest.
Got some good equipment.
Yeah, for... Yeah, for you, actually. Oh wow, that's a jump. Plus 83, plus 73, plus 78. Damn. So
Can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
we're honestly, yeah, I'm still in the 40s and everyone here is in the 50s, so I'm under leveled. I've been doing pretty well. So let's see, where's the... I'm gonna have to do the elevator again! Ah! That's fine, honestly. That's what I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna have to do some oh shit. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do some side questing, and I also want to get more of the astral flowers, which requires me beating more of the stronger Zoogles. So yeah. So knowing that, taking that in consideration, plus there's like a bunch of other side quests I still need to pick up. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end stream. Go ahead and end stream tonight here. And yeah, so we'll pick this back up. Probably gonna be doing horror games for the rest of the month, but we'll see. I might do some daytime like streams to do the side quest and stuff. Just kind of get those out of the way, because I've streamed everything else. I've only done very little off stream, and that was mainly just some stuff in the arena. None of the side quest. So we're gonna keep the side. I think I keep. Okay, I want to have the side quest record. So maybe during the day, which I know may not be as convenient, but at least they'll still be there. But yeah. So yeah, I'll just post when I'm gonna do those. Does that sound good? Yeah, that sounds good. We're close. We're close to the end. Like, we are very close, but I don't want any struggles. I want us to, you know, once we get to the end, kind of, not so much make it easy, super easy, obviously. It's not going to be. But to make it seem like it's not a frustrating battle. I don't want what happened with the deer-looking Zoogle to happen again. So yeah. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fast travel back up here. And I don't think we need...
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Obviously, we don't need to, but I kind of want to. So we're going to go back to Berg Volcano. We're going to go back to Dana. Just kind of save on Dana. We're back on Dana. Yeah, that still looks the same. Oh, it's quiet. It's so quiet. Oh, hey, it said the ranch was ready.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
There's a trophy for getting like a bunch of animals, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's another thing for a law. I think it's 50, which I could get more if I was doing like the fattening feed, but I'm broke. Yeah, I'm broke. Holy fuck! Oh my god! Look at that! That's kind of epic looking. Oh my god! Iron pipe? Did I say iron pipe? We needed an iron pipe to make that? Whoa! Interesting. What the hell? Is that the ultra rare book? I thought it'd be that. But no, I think it might be this. I just need dark tree blood, apparently. Whoa! That's actually pretty cool. This is like some magical girl spear staffs. Oh, that kind of, it's a butterfly, like Windwell stuff. Yeah, this looks like... What is it? Yeah, what does that remind me of? Yeah, plus I'm gonna have to I also want to get enough money that I can buy up to 15 for all this stuff. So we have plenty of consumables. I could buy the DLC that lets me go to 99, but I don't want to spend money. I'm trying to save money, damn it. I want to buy Kenna when it comes out on physical. Don't give it. I already did, though. I already bought the fucking school uniforms just for Dol Halim, and I still barely use them. So Dol Halim's a little bit of a better fighter with Fairy Circle. Or healer, sorry. I actually really want to get him and Kisara, especially Dol Halim. I definitely want to get them higher up. Because Dol Halim tends to...
Toodle's hungry.
Funny. I could have sworn that was your stomach making all the racket.
Because he tends to die very quickly, and I was like, I kind of like for him to get better stats. So I might also, I might look up some good accessories, because I am terrible at that thing. So I might look up and see, okay, what's a good accessory to create, and what's good for which character. Now that we have like more stuff to do that with, and obviously money. I need gall. I need the gall. The fact that you can buy gall for the game when it's a single player game is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. I wish it had the glitch. So in real quick story. So Grace's the Japanese version. There was a glitch that lets you get infinite money. Basically, it lets you duplicate items. So you can duplicate like really expensive weapons, and just sell them. They fixed it in the English version. I was like, damn it! Anyway, yeah, we're gonna call it a night on this. We learned a lot. Like, holy hell, we learned a lot. I gained 2 levels from that last save. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah, so I will see you guys next time. On the schedule next is Alan Wake. Fingers crossed we don't have internet issues again. Or encoder issues. Finger crossed. Knock on wood. Stop, computer and internet. Stop getting scared of the spooky stuff, okay? You stop giving me trouble. Please. 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 I'm talking to inanimate objects. Good lord. You miss a wank. Oh, come. Autobot. Autobot, no. Did you mean to type that? Or was that a typo? Cause I could. Okay, no, you got the email. Yeah. Yes. Zandrick wrote, looking forward to Alan Wank. Like wanker. Automod doesn't like that word. Okay, again, thank you all for stopping by. And right. Thank you all for stopping by, and you guys have a good night.